boom, 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 Chenka lads and lasses. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little preview video for you. This one is for the West Ham versus Manchester United game that's obviously taking place tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. in the Premier League. Come on, my son! Let's smash up David Moyes, the Ginger Goblin. The Ginger Goblin returns. We will come up against him again. He got the job on a technicality of a legend who recommended him. You are nothing. You are a fool. And you are a waste of time. Good night, David Moyes. Good night, Moyes. Anyway, we have got David Moyes coming up against us tomorrow with his West Ham side, who are in good form at the moment. They're actually looking pretty damn good. You've got to respect them where they are in the table at the moment. Obviously, United, we're just inconsistent as fluke, aren't we? It's the same old story. Just keep on doing the same sort of things. We win in a game that we're expected to win, and then we lose in one, and then it's just like the ones sometimes we're expected to win and we don't, and the ones that we're not expected to win, we do. It's kind of strange. Actually, that's been flipped upside down recently. So we're just too inconsistent to even predict what's going to happen. That's the whole point of this side at the moment. Inconsistency, whether it's individual players within the side, whether it's people like Anthony Martial or the manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, this is an inconsistent team. The selection is inconsistent. The lineups are inconsistent. The formations are inconsistent. The tactics are inconsistent. The players are inconsistent. The results are inconsistent. We are inconsistent United. That's pretty much the way I look at it right now, and we've got to try and get that consistency back into the team. This would be a good way of doing it, to be fair. There's no disgrace losing against PSG, and we could have gone either way in that game if you ask me. There's no disgrace losing against PSG there. What there is a disgrace, though, for, is losing potentially against the Ginger Goblin and his West Ham team. Now, that truly would be a bloody disgrace, my friends. So, yeah. So I'm not looking forward to the potential of getting anything other than a win in this game. We've got to get the job done. We've got to get back on track. We've actually won our previous few league fixtures before this one. So going in against West Ham, it's an eminently winnable game, which we've got to win. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well tonight. Thank you so much to everybody that's getting in here. I just want to say a quick hello to everybody who's just stopped by in here. Late, well, it's not late. It's quite late, actually, for a preview. 8 p.m. UK time, everyone. Thanks for getting in here. Abbas Hersey, Neil Duffin, the Duffinator. I hope you're good, mate. Shazad Ahmed, Honey Badger, Mikhail Kramer, JW92, Piano Girl. We've also got Ryan Evans, Abbas Hersey. We've got Rushmano. There's Zangetsu, Francois Koch, and everyone else. Thank you guys for tuning in and getting involved with this stream today. Please do us a favour, smash that like button on the video if you have not done so. Give it a share on social media if you can. But anywho, let's get into it then. So, Manchester United going away from home tomorrow to West Ham. We've got to smash up the Ginger Goblin David Moyes. Just looking at the lineup and stuff like that, I mean, in terms of the team and what we're expected to put out there, I can't really see it being much changed from the previous fixture, to be fair. I mean, if you look at what Solskjaer's trying to do and some of the faith he's shown in certain players, I don't think it'll be much different. Apart from I do think that Donny van der Beek will be playing in this game. So I'm just going to put, I'm going to put this up there, which is actually the same lineup as I had out in the previous game, which I predicted, which I got slightly wrong, of course, because Telles was fit to play and also Donny didn't start. But I'm going to put it up here now. I still think Telles is going to play in this game against West Ham tomorrow, by the way. But I think the whole rest of the team will probably be the same, lads and lasses. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but David De Gea in goal. Obviously, Henderson played well in the last league fixture we had, but you have to remember that Solskjaer just absolutely loves David De Gea, and David De Gea deserves the love right now. He's been on really good form this season, so to me, there's no reason to not select David De Gea in the team. And then you have a look at the back line there. Yeah, it could be Williams. It depends on Telles' fitness, but realistically, it'll probably be Alex Telles starting at left back. Maguire and Lindelof is the centre-back partnership that unfortunately Solskjaer seems to favour. I mean, Twanzebe's got to get in there for contention soon. Whether or not it'll be this game, I don't know. I just got a feeling that he's going to go with Lindelof and Maguire, because that's what he does, unfortunately, on Solskjaer. He's got faith in that IKEA furniture maker, doesn't he? And unfortunately, he shouldn't. He should be out there selling meatballs, my son. But he's not. He's playing in Manchester United's backline, and I'm not happy about it. But what can you do? Solskjaer rates him. I don't know how, but whatever. If I was Solskjaer, I'd definitely be playing Axel Twanzebe in the lineup, guys. What do you think? Who would you choose? Smash your vote in the live chat. Lindelof or Twanzebe? Who would you go for starting in Manchester United's backline over those two players? Lindelof or Twanzebe? It's got to be Twanzebe, hasn't it? Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back just basically picks himself. And then the midfield, Fred, I know he had a bit of a shithouse out last time around and obviously got suspended in the Champions League. But he's done a great job for us consistently recently. It would be foolish just to throw him out of the team. I'm sorry to say, I think that would be foolish just to chuck him away. He's been one of our most consistent players in an inconsistent team. So for me, Fred's one of the first names on the team sheet, guys. Simple as that. That might be a bit controversial. And then Donny as well. Obviously, Donny's got to play. I don't really know what was going on in the last game, but Donny van der Beek looks fantastic recently. He definitely gets in there above any other player in my eyes, certainly ahead of McTominay, who's just a bloody, absolutely bang average player, if we're being totally honest. I like his heart and I like his passion, but he's not consistent, and whether or not he's ever going to live up to even be like a Darren Fletcher or something like for this football club, I very much doubt. And that's no disrespect to him. I think he should stay around at the club forever. I like him. He's a United player. He fights for the team, but in a backup capacity, really. I don't think he's going to ever really be that top-class player. No, I hope I'm wrong there. But Donny's got to be starting over him. The likes of Pogba, who's just Mr. Inconsistent, and also doesn't even deserve to be starting in this team right now. So for me, the midfield kind of picks itself based on form and based on who's actually deserving of starting in the team. And then the rest of the team up there, I mean, look... I've chosen this lineup because it's what I think Solskjaer's going to select out there. Now, is it the most in-form, quality, consistent lineup that you could choose? Absolutely not. I mean, we heard in Solskjaer's press conference that Rashford is still carrying a shoulder injury. He's sort of trained earlier, but he's not trained 100% properly. He has been training a little bit, but he's not trained fully. So I still expect him to play in this game, though, because he's a big player for us. And he can be a match winner for us, but he has been ridiculously inconsistent himself recently. And then over on the other side, you have got Mr. Tony Martial, who, let's be honest now, is bloody gashtastic half of the time. I hate to say he's missing sitters the other day. Look, he's a good player. He's got all the abilities. We say this about him. He can do it on his day. When's your day coming again, though, Tony? That's the problem. It's too damn inconsistent from him. He's never going to get us 30 goals in the Premier League, I don't think, as a number 9. He should be used as a wide player. Let's see what he can do. He's got to have a bang good game this time out against West Ham, in my opinion. But he's going to be played, isn't he? Because we don't have many players up there at our disposal right now. We didn't get that Jadon Sancho signing in the summer. So who else are you going to play on the wide in the wide positions then? You could stick Donny there. It's not really his position. You could stick Juan Mata there. It's not really his position. You could stick Dan James there. He's gashtastic. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, this is the lineup. This is the lineup that Solskjaer has to go with, this forward lineup anyway, with Bruno Fernandes in there, of course, who had a bit of a poor game last time out. But if you're talking about consistent players within United's team, he's definitely one of the most consistent. He's obviously our best player. And then Fred's obviously one of the most consistent. So far this season, David De Gea has been one of the most consistent. Of course, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is Mr. Consistent. But other than that, you're not quite sure what sort of player and what sort of performance is actually going to turn up out there for United at the moment. So it's a bit worrying. And then, of course, the main man up the top there, Edinson Cavani. I know it didn't quite work out from the last game there, going back to his old team, PSG. Must be a frustrating one for him, especially after he clipped the underside of the crossbar with that lovely chipped effort, which just stayed out. It was a sad day at the office there for Edinson Cavani. But the game before was absolutely stupendous. That game-changing performance he had against Southampton coming on at half-time has just cemented him in United folklore overnight, my friends. And I believe that Edinson Cavani could be a great player for us this season. Now, I mean, look, I will take my hat off and say that I think, yes, maybe they signed him for not 100% the right reasons, and they were trying to scrimp out and save by not signing somebody like a Jadon Sancho. They saw an opportunity to sign a big-name player there who could move some shirts. They'd given the number 7. He could show some shirts. It's a good commercial signing and everything. But also, I have to give credit to them for bringing him in and getting the deal done. It's a free transfer at the end of the day. It could prove to be one of the signings of the season. We've got a lot of the season left. We shall see. And commercially, from a commercial point of view, it's obviously brilliant. And actually, from a playing point of view, having a player that's coming in who's hungry, who's passionate, who's fighting for the team and leading the line and actually dictating things out there with his movement. And you can see he's shouting at his teammates. He's like, come on, I want it here, guys. He's literally... After every missed pass, he's onto his teammates. And I like that. We need a bit more of that. We need some more leaders out there. He's certainly a leader. So I think that's a great acquisition overall, if I'm being honest now, and it could prove to be very good this season. It could also peter out. But so far, it doesn't look like a Radamel Falcao. He doesn't look like a player that's coming to United just for a paycheck, just to be a prima donna, just to be a mercenary and come for the paycheck. It doesn't look like that. He looks like somebody who's fighting for the cause. And when he scored those goals and changed that game the other day for us, the passion and the celebration that came out of him, that is a man who is here to fight and is here to play. That's not a man who's here to just pick up a paycheck. So to me, there's no question marks over Cavani's attitude anymore. I think we can all agree that he's a great signing now, guys. What do you think about that? Smash a 69, dude, in the live chat if you think that Edinson Cavani is a shit-hop signing. Okay, let me just go back into the live chat here and see who we've got in here. So, Rushmano, Aronator, what's going on? Zangetsu, JW92, we've got Eddie O2 in the gaff. How are you doing there, Eddie O2, mate? Great to see you. Honey Badger, hello, my friends. Yes, get in there, guys. Kayam says, also saw anyone else who decides to melt. Well, we want our team to not melt, that's the thing. Neil Duffin with the 69, thank you so much for that, Neil Duffin. Kayam with the 69, JW with the 69. So yeah, I think everybody thinks that Cavani's just a bit of a top-class acquisition now, isn't he? Where's Telles, says Zangetsu? Well, actually, this is my previous, I'm going to be honest with you, this is my previous lineup from the last game. Telles, I do think, is going to play. So just change Telles for Williams in this one. I do think Telles is going to play. But I actually tried to make it beforehand. I don't know if you've seen the website buildlineup.com, but it's down at the moment. Was for me anyway, so I can... Anyway, so there's the lineup that I've predicted. Telles, I think, is going to be in there, though. But other than the Williams being in there, I think that's pretty much what Solskjaer's going to go for. Do you agree, lads and lasses? Do you think that's the lineup that he's going to go for? Or do you think it's going to be something else? Let's get into some of the details then about West Ham and their form and stuff like that, and just lay the foundation for going into this game to see what the likelihood of the outcome would be. Mikhail says Lanzini never played their last game. Moyes has saved him for this one. I say we Phil Jones him. What does that mean, Phil Jones, and make him Gurn? Honey Badger, I agree. He sums it up really. I didn't want Cavani, but he has have been pleased with his play so far. That's basically how I felt as well. I thought it was the wrong signing. Last couple of days of window, last day of the window, just panicked buy. That's what I thought it was. Mercenary coming in for the payday. Nobody else was prepared to pay the money that we were. That's the sort of thing that I was thinking. But actually, it looks like we've got ourselves a good value, good bit of business here, because he's a free transfer at the end of the day. Even if you're paying him 250k a week, he's still good value for the sort of player that you're getting. And in all honesty, if we're being totally honest now, if you compare him to the other striking options we've got, certainly at number 9. Now, in the wide positions, you can make a different argument, of course, but certainly at number 9, who's got the best movement? Who is the best, most experienced, most dependable striker that you got right now that can lead the line? Well, if we're all being honest, it's a 100% Edinson Cavani. There's no way that Martial's better than him. I mean, crikey. Martial's bloody bang average, mate, if we're being honest. 25 now, Martial is. Is he? Or is he 24 still? I hope he's 24, because if he's 25, that's like halfway through his career now. And has he really lived up to it? Has he really done it week to week to week? It's so frustrating with Tony Martial, because he's another one. He's not quite as bad as Paul Pogba in the inconsistency, but he's inconsistent. Like, if you look at some of the performances he has this season alone, he's had a couple of absolute worldy performances, and then just a load of absolute shite. It's too damn inconsistent from the lad. And you're never going to be United's number 9, or even a winger for us, or even playing consistently week to week, if you're not performing regularly. That is the key. Consistently doing it, and he's one of the worst defenders at that. Yeah, that's right. Honey Badger says he definitely has class. Hopefully teaches our young strikers something. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they can learn a lot from him. People like Mason Greenwood, people like Rashford, Martial, all of these guys, they should be trying to be like a sponge around Edinson Cavani out there, because you can see it from the last couple of games that Edinson Cavani has played for Manchester United. His movement is just so much better than that of the other lads that we've got there up there. He just does more for the team in that position up there. He drags the defenders around. He's getting into great spaces and positions. His movement's just far exceeding that of the younger players around him at the club. And if he can impart some of that wisdom onto those players, give them a little bit of that knowledge in the time that he's here, that's absolutely tremendous. And if you look at the strike rate and the career of Edinson Cavani, I mean, there's not many players over the last 10 or 15 years that can live up to his record. He's got a fantastic strike record for club and country, that lad. So fair play. I think it is going to be a great bit of business for United. Jonathan Gallagher says, Pig, if you say Martial is average, then Rashford is. Well, I wasn't saying Martial is average. What I'm actually saying is Martial is fantastic on his day, but he's inconsistent. I'm not going to say he's average, because he's not. He's got all the skills in the world, in my opinion. You know, he can take people on. He's got the great finishing ability. He's got fantastic vision. He's got absolutely every attribute, but He's just too inconsistent. I think Rashford's more consistent than Martial. Yes, Rashford's been inconsistent so far this season, but he's more consistent than Martial. And if you're going back into last season, I don't think it's a fair comparison because Rashford got 17 league goals for United in the league, and he played on a wide position most of the season, whereas Martial was up top. He got 17 league goals for Man United too, but he's playing the number 9 role, so he should get more goals. So actually, if you're talking about who had a better season last year and who's had a better season this year, both of them are just about edged by Rashford there. So, yeah, I don't know if that's a fair comparison, actually. I do think Rashford's actually further along in what he's doing in his career than Martial, even though he's younger. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, peeps, but that's how I feel. CCR2971 comments, Cavani, Bruno are winners. The rest are just supporting cast. We need more winners. That's a great comment, CCR2971. Yeah, we've got leaders. We've got a few winners in there now. But you're right. We've got a lot of hangers-on. We've got a lot of Klingons. You know what I mean? We've got a lot of Klingons on the starboard bow. Beam me up, Scotty. McTominay, he's one of them. No, but in all honesty, we do have a few hangers-on. Certainly a lot of the players that don't get in the lineup, people like Lingard and Jones and those guys. But even within the first starting team, people like Lindelof, he's not United standard, guys. I mean, he's not going to go down in the pantheon of greats alongside the likes of Rio Ferdinand, Vidic and Bruce and Pallister and Stam, is he? He's not going to be up there in the Hall of Fame, the Manchester United Hall of Fame, next to bloody Rio Ferdinand, is he? The answer to that, my friends, is absolutely not. Neither is Harry Maguire, to be fair to him. And we paid £80 million for that bloody slabby Easter Island head. So, more fool us. We had our pants pulled down on that one. But if we're being honest, that centre-back pairing, those two centre-backs, they're just not good enough. In terms of leadership or in terms of consistent qualities. And so we will see leaks at the back. We will see problems at the back. You will see needless goals given away because I think we don't have the consistency there either. We don't have the quality there. And we don't have the consistency there. It's a big problem area for us. Neil Duffin says Captain Pigwash. Antonio is out. He has a hamstring problem. That's good news. That is fantastic news, actually, Neil Duffin, my friend. Wonderful stuff. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. John Anderson says, Pigo, how's it going, John Anderson? Are you all good? Jonathan Gallagher says, Martial at the moment, he's better thinker when he has the ball, in my opinion. Yes, I think he's probably got more intelligence on the ball, maybe. But look, I think Rashford's been more effective so far this season. He's actually had some match-winning performances and stuff like that. Although he has also been shit in a lot of games. I'm not just going to, they've both been inconsistent and not good enough. So, yeah, there's not much to choose between them, in all honesty, but I just think I've got more faith in Rashford's future. Maybe it's because he's a bit younger as well. But I've got a bit more faith in Rashford's future than I do have Martial's, but I hope Martial starts to do it. I mean, he's 25 now, guys. He's got to start doing it consistently and perform, otherwise what's the bloody point? Henry King, how are you getting on, my son? He says, how you doing there, Henry King? Ice Queen Gaming, are you all good tonight? Thank you for getting in. Hope you're good. Kay Slater says, I love Mikel Antonio. He's a beast. Fair play, yeah. Zangatsu says, those two centre-backs are too slow. 100% Zangatsu. This is why I would like to see Axel Twanzy be put in there, because he's fast as foot, my friends. And we've seen him used to good effect a couple of times this season. Okay, to be fair, in the Leipzig... No, not the Leipzig game. The Istanbul Basaksehir game, he was all over the shop along with the whole back line, to be fair. We had 3 right-backs in that game. But in the PSG game the last time around, not this one that's just gone, but the last time around, he was absolutely bossa nova. And what I would like to see is Solskjaer give him a little bit of faith and give him some game time. We're getting into the thick and fast of the season now. It's not like Lindelof's absolutely shooing in for that starting spot in the team. What's Solskjaer been smoking on, mate? He's been on that old Jamaican Woodbine, some proper good potency. Because if he's selecting Lindelof and Maguire regularly, I don't know what he sees in them. I really don't. And Twanty's there waiting in the wings with that pace, with that poise, with that ability. Because to be fair to him, most times when we've seen Twanty, he's been solid as a rock. And most times we've seen Lindelof, he's been shaky as a bloody... my hand. You know what I mean? After a 10 Stellas or whatnot. Like, he's definitely just not good enough for United. So I don't really understand what Solskjaer sees in him. What I'm looking from Solskjaer this week is a little bit of bottle and cojones, guys. I'm looking for Solskjaer to really get at West Ham, get the job done here and prove a point here as well. You know, the game against PSG was unfortunate, could have gone either way, but he lacked the cojones to really make a proactive decision in that game. We all know it. He should have taken Fred off at half-time. We were talking about in the watch-along. He has to have done that. He didn't, and it backfired, and it cost him ultimately. So, yeah. I mean, look, he's got to start being a little bit more ruthless, I think. You know, there's no, it's not about upsetting people. If the team's going to benefit from having a Maguire and Twanzebe partnership, say, than a Maguire and Lindelof partnership, then get that Swedish meatball maker out, guys. Do you know what I mean? Hey, we got a super chat here. Thank you so much from Jody Philander. Comment from Jody Philander. Shout out to you, my friend. Sent over 14 ZAR. I don't even know what that is, bro, but thank you very much. He says Tony had Rooney, Ibra, and Cavani. What does he want? I mean, yes, you've got a fair point here, you know, and he's not a whippersnapper. He's not an 18-year-old Greenwood or 19-year-old Greenwood or a young lad like that. He's been at United for a good bit of time now. He should be one of our most experienced, dependable players. And unfortunately, it's the same old story with Tony Martial. And, you know, if you've been watching this channel for years, guys, you will know that I have been saying this for years about Tony Martial. Sometimes he's Thierry Henry-esque and he's absolutely brilliant. But then the next week, he just, I don't know, turns into bloody Bebe or something. He's useless. He's not good enough. And he's inconsistent, such as that game last time out. Why is that? It's some sort of character flaw, some sort of mental thing. I don't know what it is. But he can't seem to perform consistently for United when it counts. And that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter if you've got all the abilities in the world if you can't go and translate that out there to the pitch week in, week out. That's why people like Scholesy, people like Carrick, people like Keno, all these guys were absolutely revered. And because they're so consistent, they would turn up every single week. And occasionally you might get a bad performance by them or they might get sent off or do something reckless. But most of the time, they're dependable as Fook. And so that's why they're revered so fondly by the fans. But people like Tony Martial, unfortunately, as much as he's brilliant, he's not consistent. That's a big problem at this level. You have to be consistent. That's why Paul Pogba's not going to work at United and never has done and never will. Because, yes, he can do it sometimes. Yes, he can turn a game around against Manchester City and win the game and put in a stunning performance against Chelsea and get a couple of world-class assists and a goal one time. But he doesn't do it the next game against West Ham. He doesn't do it the next game against West Brom. He has a shithouse. And so, unfortunately, we are played by players who cannot do it week to week. We're played by inconsistency within the team. Mikhail Kramer comments, in my opinion, fully fit, our best defenders are Twanzebe and Bailly. But yeah, injuries. Great shout as well. Yeah, Eric Bailly, I think you're right. He is coming back from an injury, isn't he, Eric Bailly? I do think you're right, my friend. And I think if we had a back line with three at the back, then our best lineup's probably involving Luke Shaw and Twanzebe in the centre-back positions based on, you know, it depends who we're playing against. But in a back four, yes, I think you're probably right. Bailly would be a great shout, but unfortunately for him, he's also a reckless individual. He also gets suspended. He also gets injured, puts his body on the line and a bit too much and is reckless. And that's the problem with our team. We don't have that consistency. I said it at the top of the show. We're inconsistent in every single thing we do, guys. So it's players within the team. It's he can't get played in consistently in games. Ollie's selection is inconsistent, unfortunately. The backline's always inconsistent. The midfield's inconsistent. He's playing different players, different week in, week out kind of situation. The formation's always different. You don't know whether it's going to be a diamond. You don't know whether it's going to be a three at the back. You don't know whether it's going to be 4-2-3-1. It's always very different at United, and that's where I think maybe the consistency is apparent. You know, it's the coaching staff as well. Solskjaer, we've got to get that consistency into it. What was so good about Sir Alex Ferguson's teams back in the day is, to be fair, actually, he did rotate the teams quite a bit. So, I mean, you know, but he did have those key partnerships in the team, whether it's Scholesy and Keno, whether it's Rio and Vidic. You know, if there was a big game coming up, you generally know what sort of team is going to be put out there. He would, you know, the back lines, whether it's Irwin, Bruce Pallister, Parker, whether it's, Patrice Evra, Gary Neville, Vidic and Rio. It's like, you know what it's going to be. That's the best possible lineup that we've got. And unfortunately, Solskjaer, he doesn't know his best possible lineup because I guess we don't really know the best possible lineup because it's hard to predict what the best possible lineup is when the players are so damn inconsistent and when the team's so damn inconsistent, my friends. Like, imagine trying to choose from this team right now. Yes, Tony Martial could turn up, and yes, Martial's absolutely class on his day. Is he going to turn up? Is he going to miss you a sitter? Is he going to cost you the game? You just don't know. Same with Marcus Rashford. You can put him out there. He's carrying a bit of an injury. Is he going to turn up? If he does turn up, he could win you the game. He's a match winner. If he has a bang average performance, though, and which he has done all too often this season, then maybe you should have played Daniel James. It's such a fine balancing act, isn't it? Such a fine balancing act. That's why I love Bruno Fernandes, because He's very consistent. I know the last game he wasn't the best, but he is one of the most consistent players we've had at this club for a long time. Over the last year since he's been here, he's been the most consistent player. And that's why I like Fred as well, because he's consistent too. I'm all about the consistent performers, my friend. That's what I'm all about. Give me 11 Michael Carricks every single day of the week over Paul Pogba's, Martial's, these guys. Because it's all about doing it weekly. And that's how you win a league. That's how winning's done. That's how winning's done. You know what I mean? It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit. And keep moving forward. Oh, goodness me. I hope you're all doing great tonight, Emily. Thank you so much for joining us. Do us a massive favour. There's nearly 100 of you legends tuning in right now. Smash that thumbs up button on the live stream if you have not done so already. That will give us a boost. And now is the time to get your score predictions in as well, lads and us. I'm going to go through that in a second. Rush Mano, thank you so much, Matty Rushmeister, with a £10 super chat, you bloody legend. Super chat, super Rushimano. Thank you very much, Rushmano, for that, man. He says with a comment here, he says Martial is exactly what United is. Inconsistent, but he will get goals. If it was me, I would sell him for a Haaland type player. Proper predator in the box. I like what you're thinking there, Rushmano, mate. I do. And yes, I mean, as much as we love Martial, and we do love Martial, as United fans, we've always supported Martial, you know. In fact, it's funny, because I remember when we first signed Martial, and you're going to call me a twat now, but I wasn't too happy about when we first signed him, because I was like, I was one of those people that was like, oh, fucking hell, 50 million on this Tony Martial lad. Who is he? You know, I was kind of like that. But then he came and he just was absolutely brilliant, and he's looked fantastic. But at the same time, he still hasn't done it to a consistent enough level, and that is the key word with him. But you're right, he will score goals. He got 17 for us last year. I could see him getting 20 goals in the league. I mean, how many goals do you think Tony Martial is going to get this season now? Bearing in mind, Cavani's probably going to come in and take the mantle off of him at number 9, if we're being honest. I still think he can get 17 to 20 league goals, but he's got to start doing it now, because it's nearly Christmas, guys, and he hasn't got that many. How many goals has Martial got this season? It's not very many at all, is it? Thank you so much for that, though, Rushmano. Yes, Haaland would be fantastic. Let's be honest now. You talk about somebody who's young, hungry, powerful, quick, great finisher, just a natural-born finisher. Absolutely. If not, then Greenwood, I'd like to see given more of a mantle as well. I think he's got the ability to be that sort of player for us. Even though he looked a bit dodgy the other day, he's been one of our most consistent performers. I can't really say that about Greenwood, you see, because that's the thing. Greenwood's always been consistent. Like, Greenwood is a consistent player, and that's what I like, whereas Martial's not a consistent player, unfortunately. But yeah, Haaland would be brilliant. I mean, what do you guys think? Who would you rather have in the team? Have a vote. Haaland or Martial? Or you could even say, you know, Sancho or Martial, depending on where you're going to play, something like that. Because if you had Rashford out on the left and Sancho out on the right, would that be better than having Martial in the team? I don't know. Thank you very much for that £10 super chat there, Rushmano, you bloody legend. Berberspin 9 says, Rushy with the fire. Thank you. How are you getting on, Berberspin 9? You quotes, bloody hero. Hey, Amarillo 66. Is this the way to Amarillo? And sweet Marie who waits for me. Thank you so much for that, Amarillo 66. Amarillo 66 has just become a member of the channel. Shout out to you, become a member of the Bacon Brigade. Thank you so much for becoming a member, mate. That is bloody awesome. Everybody, please welcome Amarillo66 to the membership of the live channel, of the channel membership, by smashing your favourite channel member emoji in the live chat. All the channel members, get those channel member emojis in there. Fergie99, how the bloody hell are you, my son? He says, Haaland or Martial? Is that a joke of a question? Haaland all day. Well, you know, it's not really a joke of a question. Yeah, it's a little thing called loyalty here, Fergie99. Maybe some people would like to stick with Martial because he's been battling at United for years. But no, look, in all honesty, I agree with you, man. Like, I'm sorry, but who has the higher ceiling? Who's doing it regularly? Who's been more impressive? And bearing in mind that lad's 19 or 20 or whatever the bloody hell. How old is he? 20? It's like, bloody hell, he's overshadowing the likes of Tony Martial massively already. So as to who's got the biggest future, who's going to be that proven goal scorer, yeah, it might make sense to get somebody like that. And no disrespect to Tony, but even if you stick with him at number 9, I just don't see he's got that consistency. He's got that ability to do it naturally. He's not He's not a natural number 9. He's not going to score you 30 goals a season ever, I don't think, even if you feed him. He score your goals, but I don't think he's got that true clinicality, that Michael Owen-ness, that Ronaldo nature, that Ruud van Nistelrooy, that Henry, that Shearer, that he's not got that. I don't think he's got that key cutting edge Fernando Torres, and just don't think so. I think he's more like a 20 goal a season man, not 30 goal a season man. Whereas Haaland, potentially in the future, if you stuck him at number 9 for Manchester United and fed him, he could be that 30 goal a season man. So I hear you on that one, Rushy. Amarillo says, I asked my dad, who is a Liverpool supporter, and he said Haaland. Oh no, your dad's a Liverpool supporter, eh? Oh, how unfortunate. No, I'm just joking. Nice one. Shout out to your old man there. Yeah, I mean, to be honest though, Haaland is obviously hot property right now. He's setting the world alight. Everyone's looking at Haaland thinking, wow, he's going to be one of the best players in the world. He already is. And he's a young lad. So, yeah, Tony's got some work to do, man, to even be considered as up there. Hey, guys, 100 of you legends tuning in now. Thank you so much for joining me this Friday night for a little preview for the game tomorrow, Manchester United versus West Ham. We'll get into a couple more bits and bobs in a moment, but thank you everybody though for joining us and getting in here. Please smash that thumbs up button if you have not done so already, and also give it a share around on social media. That'll help us a bunch. Thank you so much. Smash that thumbs up. Let's do this thing, guys. Okay. Discarded aunt, how have you been? Says, hi Piggy, sorry I've been away for such a long time. I've been suffering from depression and other mental health issues, but I'm trying to get back to good form. Thanks for helping me through it, Pig. Oh, much love to you, discarded aunt. I completely understand, mate. And no worries. We will get you through, my friend. Everybody in the Bacon Brigade, stick that love heart in there for discarded aunt there, please. And absolutely great to have you back in here. Shivam Kashyap, I don't think Martial is good enough for United. He is not top class. Just get rid of him and get Sancho. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, look, you could easily do that, couldn't you? There'd be a host of top clubs that would actually want Martial. Let me ask you this question, guys, though. You see, this is what sort of separates a quality player from a really top quality player. How much, I want to ask you guys right now, how much do you think Tony Martial would fetch in this current climate, in this transfer market right now? So bearing in mind that Aston Villa are asking about 100 million for bloody Grealish at the moment, bearing in mind Dortmund are asking 120 million for Jadon Sancho, how much do you think Tony Martial would actually generate? I think you couldn't get more than 70 million for the lad. What do you reckon? I think 70 million. He's a good young player. He's got a lot. His best days are ahead of him, to be fair. So he's not going to be dirt cheap. He would be an expensive player. He would be a really expensive player, but I don't think you could pay more than 70 million for Martial and justify it if you're at Real Madrid or if you're a Juventus or if you're one of these teams. I don't think you could pay more than 70 mil for the lad. Lemonge says 100 million. Well, you know, fair enough. Zangetsu says 40 million. 30 to 45 million, says Shazad Ahmed. Wow, that's low. Kay Slater says 85 million. Wow. Colby says, my prediction is Henderson starts and thinks he is Jordan Pickford. And Slide tackles a defender and Martial scores an open goal. William Gregory says 20 million. He's rubbish. Bloody hell, Willie Gregory, mate. That is harsh as you like. 20 mil for Tony. 40 max, says Shazam. I'm actually a bit surprised by the live chat. Neil Duffin says 50 million. Lemonge says 80 million, actually. Amarillo 66 says 20 million. I'm a little bit, I don't know, I'm a bit surprised by that, guys. I would have thought it would have been a lot higher, but there you go, fair enough. I think we could get 60 or 70 million for the lad. I'm not saying we should sell him anyway. I wouldn't want to see him go at this stage. I still think maybe he could go on and do it. But he's going to have to start doing it soon too. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ice Queen Gaming. Well, thank you very much for getting in here. We'll cheer you up as best we can. And everybody stick that love heart in there for Ice Queen Gaming as well. Liam Bass is in current market prop 40 to 60 million. Yeah. Fox is on the hunt. Martial's ability is not in question. His form is. What a great comment. Yes, it's not about having the abilities. On his day, he's as good as anybody. He truly is. He is as good as an Mbappe. He is as good as a Neymar. He is as good as a Thierry Henry. On his day. Like, we've seen some unbelievable, unstoppable performance from him, particularly towards the end of last season. But, yeah, you're right. It's not about the quality. It's about the consistency and the form. Yeah, Zangetsu says if Maguire costs 80 million, Martial should cost 100 million. To be fair, if Maguire costs 80 million, Martial should cost like 200 million. Do you know what I mean? If we're being totally honest. Right then, let me get on with the rest of the show then, lads and lasses. Thank you all for getting in here. Once again, smash the like on the vid. Subscribe if you're new. We'll be back tomorrow, the watch along for the game, of course. And we're also going to be back later on tonight with a a episode of the, whatchamacallit, yeah, you know, the FIFA FUT champs. So get involved with that. But let's just get into what Solskjaer said in his press conference then real quick. So in terms of the team news, he basically said everybody's okay apart from Rashford's not been in training or been training, but not fully. He's joined in with the group. His shoulder stopped him finishing the game against PSG. He's getting treatment and hopefully he'll be part of the squad that travels. He's having treatment now after training. So there you go. That's what Solskjaer said in regards to Rashford. Update on the injuries. Everybody else, nothing else. Obviously, Luke Shaw's still out, etc. And in terms of playing in front of fans, obviously, this is going to be the first game back for a while that Manchester United are going to be playing in front of fans. So I believe there's going to be 2,000 West Ham fans at the game tomorrow. I think that's the case, isn't it, guys? When asked about it, how would it be like playing in front of fans again, Solskjaer said, it'll be great playing in front of fans. We're looking forward to it. Of course, we won't have our fans, but we'll just have to use the energy or thrive off of the home fans and make them quiet. Hopefully, we can make them edgy. We're looking forward to it. It's great to see fans back in the stadium. Of course, we want it at Old Trafford as well. Hopefully we'll get that soon because football is not the same. It's not been the same, of course. We're a bit bruised and disappointed after Wednesday night, but hopefully, we'll be ready to go again tomorrow. Can I just say this? Don't you think that that's a bit of a disadvantage and a little bit wrong in a lot of ways? That there's some teams that are allowed to have some fans in their stadiums and other teams are in different tiers for the lockdown, etc., that are not allowed fans in their stadiums. How is that fair, guys? Like, unless you can all have the same sort of allocation, unless everybody can have an even playing field there. How's that fair? Because I hate to tell you, but that does make a difference. Whether or not it's positive or negative, it makes a difference having your own fans there. And so if West Ham have got 2,000 fans there, but then in the return fixture, say, Manchester United doesn't have any fans, so it's just an empty stadium again. How's that fair? That's not fair, is it? It's bullshit. Roshi Mano thinks 70 million. Carl Atkinson says France. What are France picked? Did I say France instead of fans? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I meant fans. Mikhail Kramer with a super chat here. Thank you so much, Mikhail, for the £2 super chat, you bloody legend. Mikhail Kramer, don't be doing me dirty like that, son. He's made a super chat comment here. He says, Pig, honestly, would you swap Martial for Big Adama? Dude, isn't that kind of like asking me to swap my left nut for the right nut? I mean, you know, I love them both, mate, to be honest with you. Hey, but look, Big Adama, I think, is a great player. I think he gives you something different because he's just so physical. I think as an impact substitute, there's nobody better in the game, really. I think he's, I'm not talking about FIFA. I mean, on actual football for Wolves. He's just, if you look at the stats last season, he's got a lot of assists. He's been a very good player for them. I think he could be a good player for United as well. But look, there's a lot of players that I would sign ahead of Big Adama Traore, to be fair. And in all honesty, would I swap Martial for Big Adama? I'm not sure if I would. I think Martial's a better player than Big Adama at the end of the day. I just think he's not consistent enough. But who's got the more skills? Who's got more technical ability? It's definitely Tony Martial. It really is. Big Adama's great at taking people on and muscling people and getting balls in and stuff, but he doesn't actually have the technical abilities or the brain of Tony Martial, in all honesty, on the pitch. So, to me, I would definitely choose Tony Martial, but I do like Big Adama. Fergie's son says, Big Adama! Ligma says, so what is it, first come, first serve? Or if high pay money, you can watch the team? It's a very good question, actually, Ligma. I'm not too sure. I would guess the only fair way of actually selecting the fans would be to ballot it. So all the season ticket holders go into a ballot and then they pick out 2,000 names from that ballot and they do a weekly allocation every single week. I guess that's the only way it could really work. Hey, the chauvinistic gentleman, it's been a while. How you doing, the chauvinistic gentleman? You all good? Saint Maximum, he reckons, a decent player as well. Yeah, he's good too. Colby Register, bro, Fred is the next Sergio Ramos, lads. Let's go. Colby Register, Sergio Ramos, he's a centre-back, my son. Hey, but fair play to you, though. Fred has been pretty damn good for us. I know he was a little bit... Oh, you mean because he got sent off last game, you mean he's going to get sent off all the time? Is that what you mean? I'd take it if he was going to be the next Roy Keane, to be fair. Agape Church Casanari Fellowship says, when are we talking about Arsenal losing to Wolves and tomorrow losing to Tottenham? Hopefully when they lose to Tottenham, my friend. And you're right, Arsenal are absolutely shit in the bed, aren't they? Neil Duffin says, Pig, if we could swap Pogba to Light plus 30 million, that would be excellent. Oh, hell yes. I totally agree. Any way we can get rid of Pogba and get some money for it or another player, that would be absolutely amazing. So then, let me get into this then, lads and lasses. Let's get into I'm going to have a look at the league table real quick here because... this is the implications of the game tomorrow. If Manchester United beat West Ham, we will go on 19 points, which is actually good enough for third place right now. I think we'd be fourth, actually. We'd be equal points with Chelsea, but they've played, at this stage, an extra game in hand, and by that point, or just after it, they will have played another game. So, but we could get into the top four with this fixture if we win the game against West Ham. The only concerning thing right now is that West Ham are currently in 5th place in the league. They're one of the most consistent teams in the league this season. That ginger goblin David Moyes, he got the job at a technicality of a legend who recommended him. He is nothing. He is a fool, and he is a waste of time. Good night, David Moyes. He is an absolute waste of time, isn't he? But either way, he's doing a great job so far this season, the ginger goblin. Got to give him props there. And it's going to be a tough game going away to West Ham. Moyes, he's got a point to prove against us always. And also his team are looking pretty good this season, guys. You've got to give credit where credit's due. I'm looking at the form. If you look at their last bunch of fixtures going back to the 24th of October, they drew with Man City in the Premier League. They lost 2-1 to Liverpool just. They beat Fulham 1-0. They beat Sheffield United away from home 1-0. They beat Aston Villa 2-1 the other day. And then they're coming up against Manchester United. So they've actually had a good bit of form within the Premier League. United, we're fortunate. We've won our last few Premier League games as well. The only game we've lost there was against PSG, of course. So we're actually in a good bit of league form. So I'm expecting us to go out there and get the job done. In terms of predictions, guys, I think it's going to be a big day at the office for us. I think our backline's ropey as you like. They're always there to be had. There will be goals scored, unfortunately, for both teams. That's genuinely how I feel. But I'm going for 3-1. I think Manchester United will score goals. I think we'll rip them apart. And I think West Ham will score, but it will ultimately be too much for them to handle with our players up top there. The likes of Bruno, the likes of Cavani, the likes of Martial and Rashford. As long as they turn up, these guys, it's going to be a tough day at the office for West Ham's defence. Amarillo with a €10 super chat. Get in there, my son. Thank you so much for the super chat, lad. He says, my prediction for tomorrow's game is Man United 2, West Ham 1. I might be wrong, but it seems likely, but who knows? Thank you so much for the super chat there, Amarillo, and also becoming a member of the channel, mate. Really appreciate you. Yes, lad. 2-1, I'll take that. It's going to be a tough game, isn't it? Who knows? You're right about that one. We're so inconsistent. We don't know. West Ham are more consistent than us this season. That's why they've got more points and they're higher than us in the league right now. So it's actually not an easy game at all. Usually you'd think, oh yeah, going up against Moyes' West Ham, we should be heavy favourites in that one. But I don't see us being heavy favourites in this one because we are inconsistent. Thank you so much for that, Amarillo, you bloody legend. Appreciate you. Get your score predictions in, guys. Hey, Jonathan Gallagher, how you doing, mate? Mason Aldridge thinks it's going to be 3-0 to United. I like that. VIP, thank you very much, VIP. He says, like the video. Thank you, VIP. Yeah, if you're just getting in, guys, smash that thumbs up button on the vid if you have not done so already. Okay, Shazad Ahmed thinks 2-1. My prediction says Rashford. He thinks it's going to be 1-1. Well, I don't even want to think about that, because the implications, as I was just talking about the Premier League table there, if you look at where we could finish if we win that game, like I say, we can get back on track, we can get into top 4. If we get a draw or we lose that game, we're going to be mid-table fodder again, unfortunately, and all the parasites are going to come out, all the Ollie outers, all the United doubters, all the agenda haters, they're all going to come out and pile on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer again. And I don't want that to happen, guys. I want to just relieve a bit of that pressure. And the game against West Ham, if we win, that'll do just that. That will relieve a lot of pressure, my friends. That'll be like the end of No Nut November, my son. That'll be like No Nut November splurge. Do you know what I mean? If we win the game against West Ham, that'll relieve a lot of the tension and a lot of the pressure. But if we don't, we'll be heading into the festive period with blue balls. You know what I mean? With serious blue balls, with some extra pressure and tension built up. So we've got to make sure that we get the job done and we get the win, and we can hopefully do a good performance. And it's not even about the performance for me. I don't really care. Solskjaer said something very astute, very true in the press conference for this game when asked about the inconsistencies of the team. Now, he did sort of say that they're not really inconsistent. He said if you go back 30 games into last season, we're one of the most consistent, which is true. But this is a new season, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We're not consistent this season. So, I don't get that. But he did say, if you look at the side and how we've... God, what was I talking about? I totally I went on to another topic there and I've melted my brain. But anyway, forget that. What I was saying was to do with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, talking about the inconsistencies of Manchester United out there. He was saying, what was he saying, guys? I've forgotten it now. It doesn't matter anyway. He was saying some cod. That's what it was. Hey, Alex, how's it going, my friend? I hope you're all very, very well. Thank you very much for getting in it. Alex, he says, hey, Pig, what's going on, man? Zangetsu says, I'll wait till the team selection is out before I predict the score. That's a good point. Hey, Ice Queen Gaming, have a great evening. Thanks for getting in here. Connor Sheridan says, I can't see Ollie getting us to where we were 7 years ago. A lot will disagree. Mercy Gideon says, what? Hang on, there was something I was going to make a point on. Somebody asked a question, but I forgot it. Anyway. Right, okay. Anyway, Solskjaer, in regards to his inconsistency, he said, it depends how many games you go back. Football is a game with human beings, and they live their own lives. I did think that was funny as fuck when Solskjaer said that. He's justifying, he's like, sometimes we get the results, sometimes. That's what I was going to say, guys. Thank you very much. I was going to say, in the press conference, Solskjaer said, in the game against PSG, there's fine margins. And he doesn't even think that the performance was that bad. I thought the performance wasn't bad either, that we had our chances to win it. I think he's right to a degree. And he said that if you look at the performance against West Brom, for instance, that was a much worse performance by United, but we got the job done and we won the game, so nobody says anything. But because we played good against PSG but didn't get the result, people are now saying that it was a bad result and they're inconsistent, whereas actually the actual team performance wasn't bad. It's just that it didn't go our way, whereas the West Brom one did. So, that's why I was saying that, because the point I was making is it doesn't really matter about the performance to me. I just want to get the result and get that pressure relieved and get the 3 points. So if it's a 2-1, if it's a 1-0, if it's any affair, scrappy, if it's just a shit game, whatever, I don't really care as long as we get the game won. So he said, he was asked if you win the game tomorrow, then Manchester United can find themselves in the top 4. What's been difficult start to the season after a short turnaround time from the last season? How much of an achievement would that be? He said it would be good for all sorts of reasons. We know that we've got a game less, of course. We do have a game in hand, remember. He says, we'll get that back at some stage as well. With the pre-season being short as it was, to be able to move closer to the top would be a great achievement at this point. But it's a long season, of course, and we've shown some great consistency away from home this season. Hopefully that can continue. And that's a very good point. Our away form has been pretty awesome, whereas our home form's been pretty gash. Right then, okay. 2 secs. He ain't too bright, that Ollie guy, says Ferguson. Well, he did sort of give some very politician-y type answers in that press conference. I'm not going to lie. Like when asked about the inconsistencies, he went back into 40 games before and said, well, if you actually look from Christmas on last year, we've been consistent, but you're diluting this season's form into last season's form, which you can't really do. So I didn't think that was a very good. He should have sort of stepped up and said something like, yes, we know we've been not good enough. We've been working on it. We had a bit of a shit start to the season, pre-season, etc. We're getting there. But yes, I needed a bit of time to find my best team. I feel like we found our best team now. Donny's coming in. Pogba's going to do one, etc., etc., etc. I know we can't say all this shit, but, and just lay the smack down, guys. You should have laid the smack down and said, yeah, we've been shit. We're going to get going now. We're going to start winning, But he hasn't said that. Maybe because we haven't been shit, but we certainly haven't been good enough. But then saying that, if we win tomorrow, we'd be 2 points off of first in the league, guys. It's not the end of the world, is it? It's actually done all right. I can't wait for that, guys. I can't wait for that. If we beat West Ham, I can't wait to be 3rd or 4th in the league and be looking down at shit in Arsenal in 14th bloody place and take a dump on them from a great height. And also Manchester shitty down in 11th place right now. Have a bloody poo on Pep Guardiola's bald head and shine it. You know what I'm saying? Like, screw those guys. Who do they think they are, these guys? Everybody's getting on Manchester United and getting on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Even Fat Frank Lampard. People are giving Frank Lampard credit right now. Hang on a sec. That jowly melt. He's only gone and spent 250 million on whoever he wants. Dream team scenario. Sugar daddy standards. He's allowed to do what he wants over there, Fat Frank. And guess what? If Manchester United beat West Ham tomorrow, we will go equal points with Chelsea, my son. We will go equal points with Chelsea until they play. So, what the frick? It's like, hang on. Everybody's got to measure all the managers against each other's standards then, don't they? I don't understand where this whole media agenda comes from. And fan agenda as well. So there's a big faction of our fans that are just waiting to get on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They don't want to support Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, no matter how good he does. They don't even want to praise him when he does good. So they'll just wait to the negativity to spew out. Anyway, so what I would love is for Manchester United to win the game, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to make a statement, us to get back into the top 4 and relieve that pressure. Get that November Get that November over. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my goodness me. Okay, then, guys. Right, let's dip into your comment section for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to go into and have a look at the match stats, the team news, the head-to-heads, and all that sort of stuff. But thank you very much to everyone who's got in here, and thank you to the new member, Amarillo66, and everyone else as well. Oh, we've got another super chat here. Thank you very much, Rushmano. Thank you so much, Rushy, for the £5 super chat here, lad. He comments, I don't see Pep and Arteta getting stick like Ollie's getting. Perspective is needed. You're so right, Rushmano, mate. You're taking the words out of my mouth, Dan. You're so bang right. Pep Guardiola's 11th right now. Arteta's sharted the bed, mate. He's Mikel Sharteted the bed. All over the place, mate. Look where he is in the league, mate. He's currently 14th in the league with a goal difference of -2. Now, I know we're only 9th in the league with a goal difference of 0, but actually, guess what? They've played a game more than us, guys. So if there's any Arsenal fans out there even thinking about dissing Manchester United, we've seen it all the time. They're mugs, aren't they? They are 3 points less than us with a game played extra, guys. When we win this game tomorrow against West Ham, we can go 6 points ahead of Arsenal, having played the same amount of games. And yet Sharteta, because he won the Charity Shield and the bloody FA Cup and all that, is some sort of messiah. He's not, guys. He's a very naughty boy. And also Pep Guardiola, with the amount that he's spent, he should be ashamed of himself to have had the start to the season that he's had. He's not in Solskjaer's situation. He's not been taken over from a tumultuous mess of a Mourinho melt job. He's not had limitations when it comes to acquiring players and bringing players in and getting rid of players. He's been able to do what he wants when he wants it with a huge amount of money and a vast array of talents at his disposal in the club already. And he's still 11th in the league on 15 points with Manchester City. I find it laughable. Yet we don't even really hear about that in the media. Why? And is it because there's no fans? Is it because Manchester City's got no fans? Is that the reason there's no fan backlash? Because they just literally do not have any fans. I suppose it's hard to have a fan backlash when you don't even have any fans, guys. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? You're never going to have fan backlash if you don't have fans. That's a benefit of not having any fans. So, yeah. But they're doing shit, aren't they? Oh, Big Sam Chalotti, mate. Big Sam Chalotti. Big Sam Chalotti, they're going to win the league. Now look at them. Everton, 10 games played, 16 points. That's the same as us, by the way, yet we've played a game less than them. If we win tomorrow, we'll go above them and get 3 points as well. Everyone was Big Sam Chalotti at the start of the season, mate. Now look at him. Sorry to say, but the media, everyone's fickle, man. It's all about the long haul, my son. It is a marathon, this. We've got to go to the end of the season. There's another 29 games for Manchester United left, guys. 29 games. There's so much more scope for United to do much better this season. Trust me, this is early doors. Anyway, guys, thank you everyone who's getting in there. There's 127 of you legends tuning in right now. I just want to say thanks for watching. Let's see if we can smash 100 likes on the stream. If you are one of the ones that have not hit that thumbs up button yet, please do give it a cheeky little like. That'll help boost us up the algorithm on YouTube and help us compete against some of the clickbait channels, etc. So please do smash that thumbs up button to show your support. Amarillo 66, is this the way to Amarillo? Every night I'd be hugging my pillow, dreaming dreams of Alex Ferguson and sweet Cantona who wait for me. Anyway, Amarillo 66 with a €10 super chat again. Thank you so much for that, my friend. He says, I think, made this comparison a week or 2 days ago, I think, but I feel like Ollie is basically what Ron Atkinson was in the 80s, minus the FA Cup wins, and minus the racism as well. But that he wasn't racist back then, was he? No. But anyway, thank you, Amarillo 66. Look, I kind of disagree, man. I kind of disagree. I kind of think that there's more comparisons here between Fergie and Ollie than there is Atkinson and Ollie. I know that sounds ridiculous, but maybe there's not. If you look at Fergie's situation, he'd obviously managed to wrestle the Scottish Championship away from the likes of Celtic and Rangers, which is pretty much unheard of for many years before his Aberdeen side did it. Then he won the Cup Winners' Cup, didn't he, with Aberdeen or whatnot, which is a big achievement winning a European competition with a shitty Scottish side. No offence. But, yeah. But certainly Solskjaer though won the Norwegian League with Molde. That's the first time they managed to win it in like 30 years or something, by the way. So that was no mean feat. That's an achievement, but it is only Molde in the Norwegian League. Who really gives a shite? So yeah, that is a big issue. But no, I don't know about that, mate. I mean, look, Ollie is an inexperienced manager. Ollie doesn't have the experience. He's learning on the job. I've gone over it many times, but he needs a lot more time than what he's had so far, I think. But I feel what you're saying. Thank you very much for getting in here with your comment, matey. Very interesting. Sayabonga Undlove, hello, says Arteta was supposed to be the second coming of the Messiah. I tell you what, he's shit, isn't he, guys? I'm sorry, I know he's won some stuff, but in my opinion, he should officially change his name to Mikel Sharteta by default, because he is shat the bed there. Exclusive says Arteta is fucking shit. Saeed Shah says better put Mr. Lingard. Oh my goodness me. Right, okay, let me just read a couple of these match facts out and stuff. But I want to say thank you everyone who's getting in here. Marcy Gideon, Colby Register, Brandon C, Jonathan Gallagher, Andy MFC Hammond, Gideon Agge, Fergie Sun, Charles Joseph, Johans Booger, Mikhail Kramer, Matt Smith, and everybody else. Thank you so much for getting in here tonight. Really appreciate it. Smash the like and let's get into this. So West Ham versus Manchester United team news. West Ham will be out without forward Mikel Antonio, who has a new hamstring problem. Andrei Yarmolenko is in contention after recovering from coronavirus, but Ryan Fredericks could miss out with a groin injury. Meanwhile, for Manchester United, Marcus Rashford's harbouring a shoulder injury, but he has trained to some capacity recently. He might be featuring in the game. They're just sort of managing it at the moment. If not, then you might be looking at seeing, you know, maybe Mata, maybe Dan James, maybe Greenwood, probably Greenwood. I would imagine if Rashford's not playing on one of those wide positions. Luke Shaw and Phil Jones are still out, of course. They're definitely out. Eric Bailly might be back into contention. This is the thing. He's coming back into to full fitness now. He's obviously not played for a little while. I don't know if he'll be put in there for this game, but I do think there'll probably be Lindelof and Maguire. Okay then, so if you look at the match facts, the head-to-head, it's quite interesting. So Manchester United have won just 3 of the past 11 league meetings. 5 draws, 3 losses, and 3 wins. That's not good enough. That is absolutely shite, guys. Our league form's been terrible this season. We've got to get it back on track tomorrow. This will go a long way to doing that. It will cement us back there and near the top of the table as well. That's what we need. Just psychologically, just emotionally, that's what us as fans and the players and the manager need at this stage. To give us that, just really give us that belief that we can go on and challenge for the title this season. Because that's what we need. We need to be up there competing and challenging. Whether or not we actually go and lift the trophy, that's another question. We're not the favourites to lift the trophy by a long way. But as long as we're there or thereabouts, then everybody should be happy about what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's doing at this football club moving forward. And look, Edward Woodward, the potato-headed freak, came out early and said the statement backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on this plan and that we are going to invest in the team in this summer and all this type of stuff. So I think he's in it for the long haul. I think United generally do back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for the long haul. I think they're trying to do it a different way now. They've tried with big name managers. They tried throwing money at it, getting big name players in and stuff like that. Maybe they're trying to do it a different way and they're trying to build a dynasty here with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer again. We shall see. The Hammers could beat United for a 3rd successive home league game, which they haven't achieved since a run of 4 victories between 1974 and 77. So West Ham have been doing quite well against us, especially at their gaff. This will be only the 4th Premier League fixture between the clubs, with West Ham starting above United in the table. So historically, United, when we play West Ham, we're always above them. But this is one of the only times in history of the Premier League that West Ham are actually above Manchester United during this fixture, which is just an interesting little tidbit there. West Ham have won 5 of their last 8 league matches, including the last 3 in a row. So they're in great league form, guys. Make no mistake, David Moyes is doing Ginger Goblin bits over there. 17 points in their 2nd highest Premier League tally after 10 games. They accrued 20 at the same stage in 2015-16 season. So this is their 2nd highest Premier League tally after 10 games ever. The Hammers have only been beaten once in their past 7 home league fixtures. They've won 4, they've drawn 2 and lost 1. So they're hard to beat at their place. They really are. They have opened the scoring in 5 consecutive league games, their longest run since March 2006. And you have to remember as well, with their lineup, what probably going to do is have 5 at the back and just get numbers behind the ball. It's going to be a difficult game for United to unlock them. That's where our talents and qualities have to shine through. The likes of Bruno, Martial, Rashford. These guys have to turn up. And Cavani, of course, unlocking them as well and getting in behind. So under David Moyes, West Ham have won only 2 of their 20 league matches against established top 6 opposition, which is good news. Drawn 7 and lost 11, but that's to be expected though, really. 6 of their 17 league goals this season have been scored in the final 15 minutes of games, so watch out for them towards the end, keep it tight. Moyes won 17 and lost 11 of his 34 Premier League matches in charge of Manchester United during the 2013 season. So look, let's be honest now, guys. What was better, Solskjaer or Moyes? I mean, you know, the Moyesy days are much worse, in my opinion. They're much worse. I mean, he inherited a squad that had just won the league as well. You have to remember that. It wasn't a great league-winning squad, but it still had just won the league. Manchester United have won 3 consecutive Premier League fixtures. They are on a club record of 8 away successive league victories, which is obviously a great run we've got going. We set the record for that. If we get another one, that'll be 9, and it'll just continue the record there, which was brilliant. United could win their opening 5 away league games in a season for the first time since 1985-86 season. They've gone behind in all 4 league matches on the road so far, and still come back and won them. Since Bruno Fernandes' Premier League debut, the Red Devils have earned a league high 2.9 points per game. So look, I mean, you can't argue with that. We were talking about Solskjaer talking in the press conference when asked about the consistency of this side. And he said, look, if you actually go back into the last year, we're one of the most consistent sides. And he's right. Look at that. Look at that statistic there. Bruno Fernandes, since Bruno Fernandes' Premier League debut, the Red Devils have earned a league high of 2.09 points per game, which is a league high, more than anyone. So, you know, that doesn't even sound right, does it? It doesn't even sound right, but I'm assuming it is. Fernandes could become the first United player to score in 6 consecutive away league appearances since Dennis Law in 1964. Since Dennis Law in 1964. This lad is special, guys. Bruno Fernandes, consistently doing bits for us. A leader out there, somebody who turns up and performs week to week. Consistency is key with Bruno. Yes, he has the odd ropey performance like last time. That's going to happen, but he's still way more consistent than most, and he drags you forward. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is winless in both Premier League fixtures as a manager versus David Moyes. He drew 1 and he's lost 1. So Moyes, got the edge against Solskjaer going into this one, guys. Okay, then I just wanted to read them out because there was some interesting little bits of information there. I'm going to go into your comment section now, lads and lasses. Once again, thank you so much to everybody that's joining us. Smash the thumbs up, get your thoughts and opinions in, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and here we go then. Extreme Gameplay says Arsenal are going to lose to Tottenham. I think it's going to be a draw, personally. I actually do think it's going to be a draw. I think it'll be a score draw, like a 1-1 or a 2-2 or something like that. Colby Register, boys, who else is doing Project Team of the Year? I'm not. Julian says David Moyes is a decent manager. He can play with Deadwood in a club with low expectations, but he can't coach a really talented squad in a big club. Very astute comment there, Julian. I think you're probably right on that one. There's a lot of coaches like that over the years. People like Tony Pulis, for instance. You know, you can never see him at a big club because he's just used to squeezing out the best he can out of average players and playing a certain style of football. And I think you're right there with David Moyes. He always did brilliant with Everton. But when he came to Manchester United or he'd gone to a big club, he just can't handle it. Mikhail, I prefer when we used to hoof it to Fellaini. Hey, Wiggy, he says, just home from work. Any FIFA tonight, Big? Absolute mon, Wiggy. We're going to be doing some FIFA tonight, my friend. In fact, I'll put the old link in here if you guys could go over and chuck a like on the video before we start. That would help us out loads. Peter Moran says, United won't beat RB Leipzig. I watched the game against PSG. Okay, fair enough, but you have to say that if you watch the game against Leipzig, which is probably the biggest factor for us to go on about the next fixture against them, we beat them 5-0. And I know it's going to their place, but we absolutely decimated Leipzig 5-0. Now, is it going to be that simple next time going away? Will they change a whole bunch of stuff? Will they turn up more so? Probably will. But I still think United should be favourites in that one. I still think on our day, if our players perform and turn up, we've got too much for RB Leipzig. So I do think we'll get a point from the game and progress in the Champions League. But I'm trying to be positive and optimistic right now in regards to United. It's hard. Aaronator H, he says, I'm going for 2-1 Pig to Man United. Get in there, Aaronator H. I hope you're all doing good as well. You and the Marinator. The Aaronator and the Marinator. Awesome. Colby Register says Tottenham will easily win against Arsenal 5-0. Maybe. Arsenal are shit, says Quinton Pulse. I mean, I can't deny that. Get in, says Wiggy. Nice one, Wiggy. Thanks for getting in here. Right then, so yes, I am going to be doing the FIFA Ultimate Team Champions Cup later. Road to Glory Glory Man United edition. If you've never seen it before, guys, tune in later. We'll be getting going around about 11 p.m. I'll put it in the live chat here. So if you could just do us a favour, I'll put the link there. If you could click that link, go over to my video. I'll just pin it in the live chat. If you could go over to that and smash a pre-game thumbs up on that video, that would help us out, boost us up there before we've even got going as well. So please go over there and give that a like. But let's read out a few more of your comments here, lads and lasses, before we wrap this video up. Appreciate you all watching this preview. We'll be back tomorrow for the watch along, where hopefully Ole Gunnar Solskjaer dispatches of that ginger goblin David Moyes and sends him packing back to his cave. Ligma says, Manchester United is the best team. We have 12 league prems and 10 FA Cups. Why do you keep coming in here, Ligma, with this rubbish the hell was that? With this rubbish nonsense, incorrect stats. That's incorrect, Ligma balls, mate. We've got 13 Premier League cards. We've got 3 Champions Leagues, mate. Come on now. Get your statistics right, son. Jack Burke says, things would have been different with PSG if we had 11 men. Ollie should have taken Fred off at half time. He should have done in hindsight, and you are right. You are right about that. But you know what? How many hot-headed players have played for Manchester United over the years and have stayed on the pitch when they've got a yellow card and not been substituted off by the manager because they offer you a lot for the team? And also, Fred, let's be honest now, yes, he was sent off, and yes, Ollie should have taken him off in hindsight. Hindsight's a beautiful thing, remember? But the actual incident where he got sent off for was not even a foul. He's won the ball. So I think that's a bad officiating decision. Now, yes, you can say he was lucky to stay on the pitch for that headbutt thing earlier, and he was. But the actual incident that got him sent was not the right decision, in my opinion. So, but, you know, whether it's Roy Keane, whether it was Raphael, whether it's, we've had a lot of Paul Scholes. Used to get loads of yellow cards, Paul Scholes. And he was also a liability a lot of the time, Paul Scholes out there, when he was on a yellow card, because although for all his qualities, Paul Scholes, sliding in for a challenge, He wasn't the best at that, guys. He would give away fouls. But Fergie would keep him on the pitch. Fergie would keep Keno on the pitch. He'd keep Raphael on the pitch. And these guys who used to get a lot of yellow cards. So I think that you have to be a little bit understanding that with hindsight, it's very easy to say that Solskjaer should have taken Fred off. And to be fair, we were all saying it before half-time, so he's got to hold his hands up and say he made a mistake on that one, because look what happened. But if Fred doesn't get sent off and Cavani's chip goes in and everyone's absolutely praising Solskjaer for leaving Fred on, do you know what I mean? Those are the facts. Extreme Gameplay says, Pig, do you play Fantasy Premier League? I do indeed, Extreme Gameplay. Check my community tab on YouTube. We have got a Premier League fantasy football team set up, a league set up. You can go and join it. There's a code to join it there, or a link to join it. So go and check my community tab. Kayam says, we have 20 league titles, actually. Yes, well, 13 in the Premier League era. Do you know what I mean? 13 Premier League titles is what he said. Okay, yeah, you're right, actually, Ligma. Yes, we have won 2 Champions League titles, but not in 2009 and 2011, bro. 2008 and 1999. And then before that, the European Cup in 1968. But technically, if you want to be technical, we've only actually won 2 Champions Leagues, but 3 European Cups overall. Do you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Colby Register. He says, I like your hat. Thank you so much. Quinton Paul says, Tottenham will smash Arsenal. They're dog shit. Fair play. I think they're probably favourites, aren't they? Scholes in England's best midfield that never was. Absolutely, mate. What was going on with that England team back then? They used to put Scholes out in the bloody wide left position. What a bunch of idiots. Anyway, Fox is on the hunt, says Ollie did not get Fred sent off. Fred got Fred sent off. That's a very good point as well. Fox is on the hunt. Fred was silly. And to be fair, I'm sure Solskjaer said to him, just calm it down. Don't do anything rash out there for the second half. I'm sure they would have said that to him at halftime. And they had faith in him that he wouldn't. And unfortunately for them, he did. Jardine Roden. Hello, Jardine. How you doing? He says, what time does the match start? So the match kicks off at 5:30 tomorrow afternoon. So we'll be doing a watch along from around about 5 p.m. So get in here, guys, tomorrow. If you haven't set a reminder, make sure you stop by and get involved with the pre-match show and also the watch along. Ligma says Manchester United should not have sold Falco and Di Maria. They're Manchester United legends. Oh, I see. Wait, I see what you're all about now, Ligma Balls. I see you're just an absolute troll. Shazad Ahmed says 5:30 kickoff. Mikhail says he had to play left mid even though he was better than both midfielders. That's true, yeah. I know. It's like they just round peg square holes again. And they should have accommodated Scholesy, not accommodate Gerrard and Lampard. They should have accommodated Scholesy. Thank you so much for that, Berberspin9. He's just put a link in there saying pig hats. If you want to get one of these hats, you can. In time for Christmas, if you want, you can order it very soon. We're going to send some out very, very soon, actually. So, yeah. Purpose Pin Line, thank you so much for that, you legend. He's one of the wood legends who's bought one. If you want to check out the store, there it is, flyingpigunited.com/shop. You can order one of these hats if you so wish. Eddie O2 says, I missed Pigo's prediction. What was it? I'm going 3-1, Eddie O2, to Manchester United. I feel like we'll have a bit too much for them. I think they'll score because our backline's ropey as. They're in really good form. It's going to be tough to break him down. I think they're going to sit back. I think it's going to be one of those affairs. But I think with the attacking talents we got, we should have our wicked way with them. I'm hoping so anyway. Quinton Paul says, hey Pig, who is Man United's best player right now? It's got to be Bruno Fernandes. He's easily our best player right now. Yeah, definitely the most informed, most consistent, biggest player that we've got, biggest match winner. Definitely Bruno Fernandes, and he'll probably be another key factor in the game tomorrow. He's absolutely amazing. McKay says, hit that fucking like, people. Thank you so much. 102 people watching. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on the stream. I'm pretty much going to wrap this one up now, lads and lasses, but I really appreciate you all for watching. Thank you so much for getting your predictions in and stuff like that. Do come back after this video is finished and get your score predictions in, get your team lineup predictions in, and tell me your just general thoughts and opinions about what you think is going to happen in the game. So come back after this video is finished and have your say. Eddie says, it's getting real cold. Glad you're still selling warm hats, Pigo, mate. Absolutely, Eddie O2. These hats are warm as fook, my son. They are warm as fook. Nice one. Johnny Gallagher, Eddie O2, Jack Burke. Who would you like to see come in January, Pig Bro? Hey, Jack Burke. Me personally, I'm looking at people like Upper Meccano. I think we should look to be strengthening our centre-back position because we just don't have the quality there, in my opinion. So that would be an area I'd look to strengthen. And then, you know, in an ideal world, if we're being, okay, none of these are that realistic now, but we're getting into the realms of fantasy here. But in an ideal world, we'd be able to do some sort of deal with Juventus for Cristiano Ronaldo back for a season or two. And maybe get Pogba in the other direction off the books as well at the same time. They'd get a great younger player for many years. And we'd get a star coming back that we've all craved for many years as well. And he's still quality. And he would give us those goals. And leadership and everything that we want. So that's who I'd like to see coming in January. Do I think that's going to happen? No. Also, I'd like to see Jadon Sancho coming. I still think Jadon Sancho's a hot property. Still think Jadon Sancho's got a brilliant future ahead of him. And in this United side, if he was lining up there and performing like he has done over the last year or two for Dortmund, I know he's had a bit of a slow season so far this year, but I think there's some reason for that because of what was going on this summer with United, etc. Has had his head turned. But we didn't go and pursue him fully to the point where we got him into the side. I'd still like to see him come in, but I don't think that's realistic either. So it's, you know, yeah, Jack, I'd love to see Ronaldo back. That's the one. If I could get any one player back in January, it would be Ronaldo. And I'd give them Pogba happily in exchange for Ronaldo as well. Yeah, Rushmana says, I'm not sure we will sign many, if at all, in Jan. That's a great point. We've also got another player coming in January, Ahmad Diallo Traore from Atalanto. So we've already got a signing coming in January as well. And he does look pretty good, but again, he's young. Whether or not he can do it is another question. Wiggy says, would never happen, but I'd love to see Memphis come back. He's a huge fan, and it was a shocker how we sold him after one poor first season. He's a top player. We didn't give him much of a chance. That's a fair point. We really didn't give him much of a chance. You're so right. He is a very good player. The only thing is, he wasn't a very good player for Manchester United. And yes, we didn't give him much of a chance, but sometimes you've got to come in and take your chances and stake a claim for the club. And he didn't really do it for us. I mean, if we're selling people like Lukaku, who actually did get a goal every 2 games at Manchester United, which is not a bad record for somebody like Lukaku, who's not an out-and-out striker. You know, he's like more of a, you know, hold-up type player as well. So to get a goal every other game out of him and then still say that's nowhere near good enough and sell him, you know, it just goes to show that maybe Memphis really wasn't that good at United. Because he didn't get anywhere near that, I don't think. McKay says, big up the Baker Brigade as always. Stay true, people. Thank you so much. Extreme Gameplay says, has Cristiano Ronaldo test positive for COVID? He did do a while ago, but he's recovered from that. He's back now. Colby says, let's get Ronaldo and Messi. Could you imagine it? Well, there's a possibility that maybe next season Messi might join up with Pep Guardiola at City and Ronaldo could be at United. That would be quite something special, wouldn't it? Colby says, let's get Ronaldo and Messi. Eddie says, Ahmad is the man signing. I hope he is the next Ronaldo, please. He looks very interested, doesn't he? He looks very quality for his age and everything. He could be something special. We'll see. Hope so too, mate. Fox is on the hunt says, would anyone try getting Hazard? Read a few weeks ago that he wanted out of Madrid. Thing is, you know what? You could give me all the tea in China. I don't even want Eden Hazard, mate. Yes, he's a great player, but he's not a great leader. He's not a great character. He's a mercenary little twat, mate. He's another Neymar or some prick like that. I don't even want that prick. Honestly, I don't care how good you are. His mentality, his character is not what I want at United. I don't want him. I do not want him in the club. He'll muddy up the dressing room. Don't want him at all. Nice one. Jack Burke, I think Depay is good in the French league, but in the Prem, complete different. He'd just flop again. Yeah, he's more experienced and better this time around. But, you know. Yeah. Kai, I'm sorry, but he deserves it. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, he deserved the time out there. Yeah, fair play. Try not to troll there, Ligman. We all know what he's doing there, son. To be fair, he's not hurting anyone, but even so. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap this video up now. Thank you so much, everybody, for getting in here. Wiggy says Hazard, no way. I agree. Jonathan Gallagher says Neymar is an asshole, diving all the time. Absolutely. He's literally like the Brazilian Tom Daly, mate. I'm surprised he doesn't compete in the old synchronised diving with his mate Ferrati or whoever, to be honest. Jack Burke, nice one. Thank you so much. Jack Grealish would be great as well. That's a great shout. I'd love to see United do it, but I don't think that Villa would sell him to us for anything less than, 80 million or something like that. That's a lot of money. 70 million, 80 million. In fact, they're asking for 100 million right now, from what we understand. And when you factor in what he brings to the table for a club like Villa, he could be the difference between getting relegated or staying up, which could be the difference between saving or losing 100 million pounds. So do you take that 100 million pounds off United and lose the player and invest it elsewhere, hoping that you can do the business and improve the team, which they probably can? Or do you stick with what you got, a proven leader in the side who's effective and is a great match-winning player for you? There's no incentive for them to sell, so United would have to pay through the nose for him, I think. Jay Gill, hello Jay Gill, Brandon C, Rush Marno, Eddie O2, Mikhail Grimmer, everyone, thank you so much for getting in here with your predictions and thoughts for the game tomorrow. I'm going 3-1, hopefully we batter them up. Like I say, come back once this video's finished and get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section about what you think's going to happen in the game, the lineups, your particular lineup that you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to put out, and also your score prediction. Come back after this video's finished and have your say. Also, click the link that I've pinned in the live chat there. That's the link to the FUT Champs FIFA video, which we're going to be doing in about an hour and a half's time. So go over there, smash a pre-game like on that as well. Set a reminder so you don't miss that one. We'll be back at 11 PM on the channel, smashing falls up on FIFA. Hopefully, Solskjaer gets his precious out tomorrow, and we absolutely batter up the Ginger Goblin David Moyes. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. You are nothing, David Moyes, eh? You got the job on a technicality of a legend who recommended you. You are nothing. You are a fool, and you are a waste of time. Good night. Anyway, okay, nice one, guys. Thanks for watching. You're a bunch of heroes. Have a great night, everyone. Smash the like, subscribe if you're new. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com, for your Manchester United news. Check out my Instagram, which is flyingpigunited. Check out the Twitter, flyingpigunited. Check out the Facebook, flyingpigunited. And also check out my personal Twitter, at Mr. Flying Pig HD. Zangetsu, thank you so much for getting in. Rush Mano, Eddie O2, hey Erica Ellis, how's it going? We're just wrapping things up now, but thank you for joining us. Smash the like before you go, guys. Eddie O2, Jay Gill, Primot, yes Primot, how you doing, my son? We'll be back in an hour and a half for some FIFA Actione. We'll be smashing fools up. Thank you, Eddie O2 says, 3 more likes for 100. Hit the like, stragglers, and we've done it! And Solskjaer has won it! We've done it, guys. Thank you, everyone who hit the like button there. See you later for the FUT Aaron Homeyard. Catch you later, Eddie O2. Legend Rush Marno. Brandon C. Everyone else. Foxes on the hunt. Primar, have a great evening. This is The Pig. I'll see you tomorrow, where United are going to smash up David Moyes' West Ham away on the road. Come on, United. Let's be having you. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This is The Pig. Hope you enjoyed the preview. Come back with your thoughts after the video's finished in the not live comments, and I'll catch you there. When the seagulls follow the troller. This is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.